Welcome to the Lights in the Night Show with Russell Johnson, who wants to talk about and reveal what the United States government doesn't want you to know about UFOs and aliens right here in this country and around the globe. Russell has been following this material for over 50 years and will have guests who will tell their stories from around the world. Take down the number to call in, 888-565-1470, because Russell wants to hear your story. Our show also invites you to send your pictures and videos to UFO@amp2.tv so we can show them on our program at lightsinthenight.tv. Now, let's get to the Lights in the Night subject matter and hear what the government has tried to keep quiet for over 50 years. Again, get ready to call 888-565-1470 and watch on lightsinthenight.tv. Now, here's Russell with today's show.
Hi, everyone. It's Lady Christopher here with our beautiful and handsome Russell and Jessica. We're so excited to have Hollow Earth, Billy Woodward, and Jane back this evening. We had lots of questions. They've sold me over the last few interviews, but Jessica's in as the skeptic. So I'm excited to have my questions lined up. And I was actually going to say, did anybody see that light over Boca and Deerfield this morning?
Yeah, I saw it.
I heard some stories.
You heard some stories?
Oh, yeah.
It was on the news?
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Oh, I think, gosh, when that many people start saying, did you see that thing in the sky? You have to wonder, what was the thing in the sky?
Right, and then they came in after that saying, oh, it was a rocket launched from Cape Canaveral. Yeah, but, you know, a rocket goes up. This went across.
Maybe have new technology.
Well, yeah. And
it's called hovering technology.
It skipped from Cape Canaveral to Boca. This light was seen Boca to Deerfield, and there are tons of beautiful pictures. So curious if it was something fabulous. Do we have our guests on?
Yes, Billy?
Billy?
Yes.
Hey, Billy, how are you?
I'm fine.
Great to have you back.
Great to be back.
A little history, Billy. You were at one point, for those individuals who know Area 51, you were base commander of Area 51. So let's talk about that a bit. What was interesting about Area 51, and how were you chosen to be commander of Area 51?
Well, it had to do with my background. When I was young, of course, I was adopted into an Air Force family. And because of my gifts that I had at that time, my adopted father saw fit to get me assigned to the Pentagon when I went into the Air Force. And from there, I went from Lackland Air Force Base to the Pentagon. And while I was at the Pentagon, he requested that I be stationed at Area 51. So I was, because of my expertise as far as when it came to UFOs.
Billy, what experience did you have prior to being chosen as base commander with UFOs?
Well, when I was 12, there was an incident that took place, and that I was picked up by a UFO and taken into Hollow Earth. I was in the Scouts. We were on our way home from the Scout meeting, and as we were walking home, there's a cornfield between the meeting place and the and home, and I decided to take a shortcut through the cornfield because it was faster. And my friend that was with me said he doesn't want to go through the cornfield because the corn stalks would look like they would reach down and grab you. So he was kind of leery about that. So he went on around on the way of the road, and I went straight through the cornfield. About midway across the cornfield, I looked up and I saw this light got brighter and brighter. And all at once, I could see the actual kernels on the corn. It was that bright. And I heard a voice call me and said, Billy, we'd like to take you on the journey if you would like to go.
Did you hear that telepathically or actual auditory?
Audibly, in a voice coming from the light. And I said, yeah, well, I'd love to go.
Well, yeah.
And next thing I know, I'm being lifted off the ground into the craft. When I got into the craft, the lights were extremely bright, and I couldn't see anything except bright lights. And they said, what do you see? I said, bright lights. And they toned them down, and then I was able to see the occupants. They were very tall, humanoid, of course, and they invited me to come and sit in one of the seats, which was huge, but I sat in it, and they asked me to tell them where they were as we were going over the different states. We were going north. So as I looked out straight ahead, the side of the craft became transparent, and the bottom of the craft beneath my feet became transparent. So I was able to actually see the ground. And of course, it was lit up because of the lights from the craft. But I was able to see the different state flags we were flying over, and I saw the Oklahoma flag and the Colorado flag and the Montana flag, and so I was able to tell them what states we were over. And shortly after that, I was seeing ice and snow, and I said, I don't know where we are. They said, you're in Canada. So, and I said, okay, I'll take your word for it. And they asked me if I'd like to fly the ship, and I said yes. And so I put my hands on the console, and it was the console was like 3 fingers straight up, and the thumb out and little finger out, and there was 2 of those, one for each hand, and I put my hands in those. A light bar went across my hand, and I was direct communications with the propulsion of the ship. See, the ship is a sentient being. It's not an actual mechanical craft. A sentient being means it was alive. So I was able to communicate with it. And as I would say go left, the craft would go left. I'd say go right, it'd go right. I'd say hover, and it would stop. So I was able to fly the ship. And they said, you are natural at it. And I said, it seems natural. And so we were no longer over ice and snow. We were over rolling hills, green valleys. And I said, where are we? And they said, you're going into hollow earth. And I said, well, how long will I be gone? You will be gone for 6 Earth months. I said, what? No. I can't do that. I'll be grounded for life.
Okay, of course.
So, but they said, no, you won't. And but we went ahead and they went ahead and started talking to me about my life, and they had me step into a chamber, which I did. When I stepped
Was this Agartha?
Contaminated. Huh?
Was this Agartha?
It was in a Garth ship.
Okay.
That was bringing me in. Yeah, it was in a Garthan ship. Actually, a Garton. It's not a
Agartha. Sorry.
I'm curious, Billy. Were you gone for 6 months?
I was.
And what did your parents say?
do?
Yeah, I mean, Lady Christopher, like, yeah.
Were you on a milk carton?
After my visitation in the Hollow Earth, I was brought back and deposited in the same cornfield. So when I come walking out of the cornfield, jump the fence and walking up to the house, there's all kinds of government people around, and plainclothes people, and one of them stopped me and asked me who I was, and I told them, and they said, "Hey guys, call off the search. He's back."
Wow.
Nice to know that they were still looking for you after 6 months.
So to
Well,
tie it all
because-
together, Billy, do you think that, I mean, did you let people know that you, obviously that you were on this ship, and do you think that that experience then led to them selecting you for Area 51?
I think so, yes, because right after, while I was being asked questions, a gentleman came into the room and sat down, and he had a silver beard and mustache and black rimmed glasses, and his name was Alan Hynek. So he asked me questions concerning my whereabouts, where I had been, and I said I don't know, because my memory had been wiped. And so they shot me up with some sodium pentothal, and next thing I know, I'm waking up and then looking at them, and they're all staring at me with their mouths open.
Did your sister, you were born with a twin, right?
Yes.
Did she have a similar experience to you, or is she aware of your origin, or?
My twin sister is presently back in Hollow Earth.
Oh, she is. Lucky her.
She was taken at age 9.
And she went for
back-
more than
back
6
into
months
Hollow
then.
Earth. Huh?
So she went for more than 6 months.
Well, they retrieved her because she was in danger.
Oh.
I think we're going to take a break now.
All right, we're going to take a real quick break. Billy, do not go anywhere. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Oh, no, I'm not going nowhere.
Oh, good, because
good.
we all want to hear more. Are you dealing with chronic pain? Would you love to increase your energy and vitality? I know I had excruciating back pain. It hurt to stand, it hurt to sit. I would do exercises my chiropractor gave me, and I worked through that pain, and then I was introduced to Soul. Visit www.yes2soul.com to buy some today. Soul is an incredible health and wellness product made of seeds, black cumin seeds. Now, when I researched the health benefits of black cumin seeds, I was shocked and happy to learn that seeds have been used for thousands of years to bring relief to a wide range of health issues. Soul is a great product. It's also a great business opportunity with Rain International. Call me today. My name's Jessica. You can reach me at 954-379-7260. And let's talk about Soul, or visit yes2soul.com. Or call me 954-379-7260. Invest in your health and wealth today.
You are listening to the Lights in the Night Show with Russell Johnson, who invites you to call in at 888-565-1470 and send us your pictures and videos at UFO@amp2.tv. Join the conversation and let us hear your story. 888-565-1470. Now, back to our show.
Well, back to Lights in the Night.
Yeah.
Colonel, as commander of Area 51, I want to get to the essence of this because we don't have much time, even though we have about 40 minutes or so. What did you see, and how many people have you told the story to that really, some of whom say, he's a nutcase? It's not true.
Did you stop counting after a while?
Well, let me get back to when I was returned home. After I returned home, I'm looking at this guy and I'm going, they said my friend from my neighbor from next door. He runs up to me in the yard, and I said, they said, where have you been all this time? And I said, all this time, it just came from the scout meeting. He says, no, that was 6 months ago.
Okay, so you had some lost time, is that right?
Oh, yeah, 6 months worth.
But it wasn't lost because they were able to give you the sodium pentothal, which made you speak about it, it sounded like, because their tongues were, as you said.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in there.
They wanted to know where I'd been and all that. And, of course, after everything was done, they said, do you remember anything? And I said, no. Actually, I did, but I wasn't going to tell them that. But anyway, so they had it all recorded, and they played the recording back so I could hear it.
You said
What did you
And
go ahead,
and so that was that. So,
Colonel.
And then
Colonel, I just want to
Yeah.
ask you. You said when you got back, Alan Heineke was there. Is that his name?
J. Allen Hynek.
Right. He was in charge of what project? He wasn't
He was in charge of
Project Blue Book.
He was in Blue Book, but he was also in Project Sign and Project Grid and a few others.
Okay. And so for those
J. Allen Hynek died of mysterious circumstances.
right.
They said it was a brain aneurysm. But
Well, people can kind of punch that up and look at that history. But look, I guess most people haven't heard of Project Blue Book or Project Grudge or Project whatever. There's so many projects back in the day. So,
well, the Project Blue Book was basically a public relations between the military and the civilian population.
okay. All right.
And I just, out of curiosity, when you imply that someone killed him or, he didn't die of natural causes, was it just the American government not wanting him to share what he knew? Is it the, extraterrestrials that he was somehow threatening? Like, who got to him?
It was the government.
Why?
He was going to come forward to the public.
Oh, he was going to go to the public about everything he knew.
Yes.
Oh.
And they told him not to, and if he did, that they would take measures to stop him. And of course, he didn't believe it. So they quieted him.
All right.
But anyway, that's the way the military and that's where the government is.
But that was in the early days. If we were,
Yeah, today.
Billy, that was in the early days of cover up. The MJ-12 was that? Did you know any members of the MJ-12 back in the day, or no? Or was it before your time?
MJ-12 was put together by President Truman,
Right.
Established by him and Eisenhower.
Well, let me ask you this, Billy.
Did I know the people personally? No. Not personally, I didn't know them. I've heard of them, but I didn't know them personally.
In today's world of cover-ups, do you think there's still government people that know so much and that if they decided they were going to come out publicly that the government today in 2015 would kill them?
I don't think they would, because
I don't think they can now, right?
Well, see, the thing was when I got out of the military, I told them when I'm out of the military now, I no longer have any obligation with you, and what I say is my business. And I said, well, no, and it's our business too. I said, no, it's my business, not yours. And I said, and later on, after I was, talking about what I did at Area 51, I had some plainclothes people come to my home when I was living in Mount Shasta. They came up to the house and knocked on the door. Men in black. They were in black suits, sunglasses, and two guys, one girl, woman. And they all had, a black suit on, and black sunglasses. And of course, they warned me not to talk about what I did in the military. And I said, why not? And I said, because you're touching on a very touchy subject. We don't want you to give out this information. I said, well, I'm going to anyway. And they said, no, we are prepared to take your life if you don't stop.
Oh, wow.
And I said, try it. That's the first thing out of my mouth. I said, try it.
Don't you sort of would have, seeing who your father is, a little protective field around you?
Well, a little bit more than that. They said, what? And I said, one of you pull out your pistol, your .45 caliber pistol, point it at me, and pull the trigger if you can. And one of them did. And one of them did. He pulled his pistol out, he pointed it right at my nose, pulled the trigger, and nothing happened.
So you're being protected, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'd like to jump to, and I'll probably pronounce this wrong because I do that. NASARA
Okay.
program, the National Economic Security and Reformations Act.
The what?
The NASARA, the National Economic Security and Reformations Act. What is that?
Oh,
Oh.
NASARA?
Oh, yeah.
How do we say it? Give it to us correct, Billy?
NASARA?
Oh, I got it
NASARA.
right. Woo!
NASARA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, NASARA is part of the Saint Germain Trust. He's in charge of that.
I love that. I love Saint Germain. I am that I am.
Yeah, he's in charge of that, NASARA. And he's
So,
also in charge of the trust that Saint Germain has, which is trillions upon trillions upon trillions of dollars.
Right. Like 21 trillion.
And what is its purpose? Since Lady Christopher brought it up, why did you get so excited when you heard the name NASARA?
Because it's happening.
Oh, I'm so excited! Tell us more, Billy.
Well, because it is happening.
It is happening.
Oh,
That's the
what's
thing.
happening? Somebody tell me.
It's beginning to happen now. Just like the revaluation and GCR, that's beginning to happen as well. And there's private groups that have already that are already exchanging.
Yeah, I'm in one of those private groups. I'm so excited.
so are you saying?
I never heard what NASARA was.
Yeah,
Okay.
too bad, too late.
No,
Okay.
No, let's help the people.
Yeah,
who
help the
are-
people.
The
Yeah,
purpose
because
of NASARA, is to bring poverty to an end.
Oh
To an
my
end.
gosh! Sign
Yes.
me up.
okay.
Freedom.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
poverty, freedom, whatever label you want to put on it.
Hungry.
It's
Scared.
to take away
Yeah.
starvation.
Oh
To
yeah.
take away, people that are starving in other countries, in America, in the Ozarks, and all this. People are always talking about, people in the third world countries. They're not worried that they don't hardly ever mention people in the Ozarks.
America, right.
Do you
Yeah,
think
but it's for the world.
Do you think the market that with China devaluing their dollar is all part of that new game to advance this?
Yes.
I thought so. I saw that and I'm like, yay! Everyone
Okay,
else
wait.
is scared.
To slow down now for those of us that are new to NASARA. So did I just hear Miss Lady Christopher say that the devaluation that the Chinese are doing is actually in support of the NASARA thing?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh my gosh!
it is.
Wow,
It is.
interesting.
So aren't we headed for the devaluation of the dollar? Isn't that continuing?
It's for the RV. It's for the revaluation of global currencies.
Okay.
RV,
Right.
I like that. The
And then we'll
reevaluation.
have possibly the Jubilee happen. Debt relief.
The what?
The Jubilee.
Oh, you mean debt relief?
Yeah.
The debt relief started 17th of last month.
Oh,
And
I forgot to get my name on that list. Where do I go to sign up for that?
It just hasn't reached the public eye yet, but it's already starting in the process of being.
Can you
done.
explain to Jessica what that is? Because she's sitting here like confused.
Where do I sign up?
You don't have to sign up.
You don't have to sign up.
Okay.
Pretty soon, people that have mortgages and extreme debt are going to start receiving letters from their debtors saying that their debts are forgiven.
Yep.
Well, that's difficult to believe.
Yeah. Hollow Earth
I'm
maybe forgiving
believing it.
debtors.
No, not Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
No, it really sounds like a dream world. It sounds like a hope of like Alice in Wonderland kind of thing.
I live in that dream world, Billy.
Tell us, Billy.
Well, that's
Convince
right. I mean, you
us.
can
Yeah.
live in that world, but the reality is that there are people still starving to death, and it looks like it will continue. And the people who control the dollar will continue to control the dollar and maintain control over the masses. The middle class is disappearing as we speak. So it's going to be the rich and the poor.
No,
But NASARA is here to.
Wait,
Sorry.
let me
All
just
right.
finish this. You guys can do it.
All right.
Because you guys want to. I just believe this. This is it's a motion picture. It's an Alice in it just doesn't seem that this is going to be real. That he's describing.
My debts are not
I'm
going to be
bring
forgiven.
my dad into this and let him talk.
I'm sorry.
He's tapping me on the shoulder.
Right.
Okay.
Iceland already had the Jubilee, correct? The debt jubilee?
Say that again?
Iceland already had the
Yes.
debt jubilee a year or so ago, didn't they?
Yes, it is.
Yes. All debts forgiven, except for, I think, car loans.
Really?
I don't know.
All right, I need to.
Wait,
yeah.
is your
I'm
dad
gonna go get a
tapping?
house and a car.
Is your dad tapping you on the shoulder?
He may be, and tell your dad to hold on a minute. We'll take a break here.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back.
Cosmic minute.
All right.
With all the dreams and the hopes
Absolutely.
and the wishes.
Oh,
and
you know
Bring
what,
it
Billy?
on.
We got to get them on our page.
But I think we got to become real. I don't think this is real.
Yeah, bring
But
whole
anyway,
earth back, but not debt freedom.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back in just a moment. You're listening to Lights in the Night.
1470 AM. Are you dealing with chronic pain? Would you love to increase your energy and vitality? I know I had excruciating back pain. It hurt to stand, it hurt to sit. I would do exercises my chiropractor gave me and I worked through that pain, and then I was introduced to Soul. Visit www.yes2soul.com to buy some today. Soul is an incredible health and wellness product made of seeds, black cumin seeds. Now, when I researched the health benefits of black cumin seeds, I was shocked and happy to learn that seeds have been used for thousands of years to bring relief to a wide range of health issues. Soul is a great product. It's also a great business opportunity with Rain International. Call me today. My name's Jessica. You can reach me at 954-379-7260. And let's talk about Soul, or visit yes2soul.com. Or call me 954-379-7260. Invest in your health and wealth today.
You are listening to the Lights in the Night Show with Russell Johnson, who invites you to call in at 888-565-1470 and send us your pictures and videos at UFO@amp2.tv. Join the conversation and let us hear your story. 888-565-1470. Now, back to our show.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Go ahead.
Hey,
Keep
Billy,
going.
we're sitting here during the break, and we've certainly stirred up a bee's nest in this room. I'm like, hey, where are you? We're supposed to be in our hearts, so we got to believe these beautiful things.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Absolutely.
because that's what
But then
helps the ascension of our planet, is to be in a place
Fine.
of love. And the way to help that is to create a debt jubilee and all these things so that the less stress and the more peace we have, the more able the regular Joe on the street can assimilate the new energies and come to a more peaceful state of love. Correct, Billy? Kind of.
Billy is gone.
Oh, this is the
Billy is
father.
not here.
Okay.
Hi, honey.
believe
How
that
are you?
which is
I've missed you.
Zora. I believe that which is termed Zora.
Yes.
Zora, thank you for showing up. What is this about? The whole world is going to be saved. What is this about?
Oh, well, are you speaking of the gathering?
I would love to hear more about the gathering.
Well, I shall tell you about it. Anyway, your world is going through changes, and it's going through major changes, actually. And you have some energy coming into your so it's already here, actually. It's already beginning to saturate the planet. And it is a wave of intelligence, a wave of what is termed as enlightenment, if you will. And it's going to allow people who already have their gifts and realize them to realize them even more. And those that do not realize they have gifts are going to soon discover them. Gifts such as telepathy, telekinesis, psychokinesis, clairvoyance,
Intuition, empathic dreaming, prophetic dreaming, healing.
all of these things. The wave is going to intensify the abilities that you already have, which is part of what? Oh, yes, absolutely. which is actually these are tools to allow you to ascend. What I mean by that is this. You have in your vocabulary the term death, do you not?
Yes.
Death is an illusion.
There is no such thing. I know
As
this.
death, absolutely not. When a person decides to move on, he simply ascends. And in many cases, without the body. And in some cases, with the body. There have been recent cases in Great Britain and other parts of the world, and some even in America, New York, and where people have actually taken their bodies with them. And the process of that is simple. Their bodies would suddenly become very bright, and when it does, they ascend. They simply just disappear. And that is quite perplexing to doctors and nurses who had been treating them in their facilities or in these convalescent homes and things of this nature, and they have suddenly vanished out of their beds, or they were playing checkers in the community room and vanished before everyone's eyes. So this is happening even more frequent now, but it is also going to accelerate as this wave comes forth onto the planet. Now, you are going back to saving the world. The world is Terra, which is the name of the world. Actuality, the right name for your mother planet is Terra, and she's going through what is termed a change or an evolution. And as she's going through this evolution, she has birthing pains, and you term them as quakes and things of this nature, quaking of the earth, seismic activity. Now, this is something that must occur because she's evolving. And there's coming a time that she's going to have some extremely violent burps, if you term it. But the burps are not going to concern you because you won't be on the earth when it happens. The gathering, which was who I had spoken of, that is the gathering of the different star nations, different star galaxies and planets in your solar system and other solar systems that have people that have incarnated on this planet. Now, you also have a misconception that you are an Earth being. You are not. Not anyone on this planet is from this planet. You are not native to this planet. You're native to other star systems, other galaxies and universes.
I know that deep in my heart to be true, Zora.
It is true.
Well, scientifically, they still say there's this link between all of a sudden man shows up and they can't figure out, they've never been able to bridge it scientifically. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And they will never be able to bridge it because it was never able to do so. All of the peoples, all of the races, the Mushabans, the first race, and then you have the Orions, the second race, and then you have the Pleiadian.
Here's the question: why did we decide to come here? Why all of us born?
Yes,
you were born. She was born. Why did we?
Well, understand the Earth was a proving ground, if you will.
A proving ground.
It was given over as an experiment to see if a civilization could live and exist on the surface of a planet. Now, understand, the other planets in your universe and your galaxy, in your solar system, are all hollow, and they have populations living inside of them. That is the ideal living conditions of all worlds. all planets in your solar system are hollow, including the sun. The sun is a planet. It's not a star.
When I was a little girl, I used to have a reoccurring dream that was so interesting because I remember it to this day. And I was in sort of a cavern with very tall beings, and we actually had sort of it's not like that in the dream, but best way I can describe it for our listeners was like a TV, a screen, a window that I could look onto the people on the planet. But I was in sort of a cavern where I could look out. But I was in the earth.
The gardens. Your heritage is a garden.
Is what?
Is a garden.
But, most people listening to us, number one, would think we were some kind of nutcases, number one. That's one.
Especially with all that debt freedom.
What are they talking about? Now, I would say 80% of the people walking around on Earth will shake their heads about all of this.
I want to know what the garden is. I'm getting my heritage here.
But I'm just listening to the average person who may be listening, saying that sounds like a bunch of malarkey.
But you listen to it and research it long enough.
I have something to tell the people that are listening.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I want them to do the following.
Okay.
And this is going to shock many of them. I'm going to show them that they have power. Everyone on this planet is a healer. Everyone on this planet has power. And I can show you right now in over the telephone, communication device, primitive device. Anyway, but if you rub your hands together, everyone out there, rub your hands together, and take them about 18 to 24 inches apart. And then I want you to start very slowly, bringing them back together. As you do, you're going to begin to feel a pressure between your hands. As they come closer, you're going to begin to feel a heat. When you get to that point, stop. Because when you get to that point, that will be the peak of your healing ability and creative ability.
Mine's way out. Mine is way out. I used to teach that to my children in a martial arts class years ago.
The people who are driving, please don't do this.
Right.
Right.
Or drive with your knee
well. They're freaking out. I can see them now. But because they do not understand why they have this power. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in the beginning, God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and with our powers and abilities. Now, that was never put in your so-called religious text, Bibles, because it would have given power to the people where it belongs and not to the church.
Amen.
So, in the New Testament, in the book of Matthew, Jesus was saying, marvel not what I do, for greater shall you do if you only believe you can.
Correct.
And again, that was not put in the writings that are given to the people for their religion. Why? Because it would have given them power beyond measure. You have the same abilities as your Creator.
I am that I am. Eshe, ehe, eshe.
Indeed. And all of you are the same. You are one. Everyone is one with each other. There is no separation between your races. None.
All right, let me ask about Jesus. You mentioned Jesus. And
Jesus is an aspect of Sananda.
So he came here to do what? Jesus.
He came here to give a message.
What was the essential message that he had to pass on to us? The message that Jesus wanted us to know.
Love.
Are you there?
I'm here.
What was the message? What was the essential message that Jesus wanted us to know?
Love one another.
Love. Exactly.
Okay.
That was his focused message. Just as my message is the same. You are love incarnate.
Yes, I am Love.
Now, all of you, the power that you, when you speak of love, it is not just a word. It is an action. It is in what is termed as a key, if you will, a key to everlasting harmony, everlasting peace. And that is what is coming upon your world. The wave that is coming upon the world is a wave of love. It's an intense wave. And it's going to be peaking around the 28th, 29th of this month. But as it builds in momentum, as it builds in power, as it builds in love, your world will change. This I assure you.
We love that.
I
had a Hollow Earth question. Last time we were on, I said, how could I get invited to Hollow Earth? And you said, harmonious heart, no malice thoughts, and no weapons. But I had to walk north all the way up there. How come Billy got to just be in a cornfield and picked up?
Okay.
Why do I have to walk north?
Hold the answer. We have to take a break right here. A break time. Break time, maybe? Do we do a break time? Yeah, let's do a break here. We'll be right back. Right back for the
don't
answer.
leave us. Come
Think about the answer. We'll be right back.
Are you dealing with chronic pain? Would you love to increase your energy and vitality? I know I had excruciating back pain. It hurt to stand, it hurt to sit. I would do exercises my chiropractor gave me and I worked through that pain, and then I was introduced to Soul. Visit www.yes2soul.com to buy some today. Soul is an incredible health and wellness product made of seeds, black cumin seeds. Now, when I researched the health benefits of black cumin seeds, I was shocked and happy to learn that seeds have been used for thousands of years to bring relief to a wide range of health issues. Soul is a great product. It's also a great business opportunity with Rain International. Call me today. My name's Jessica. You can reach me at 954-379-7260. And let's talk about Soul, or visit yes2soul.com. Or call me, 954-379-7260. Invest in your health and wealth today.
You are listening to The Lights in the Night Show with Russell Johnson, who invites you to call in at 888-565-1470 and send us your pictures and videos at UFO@amp2.tv. Join the conversation and let us hear your story. 888-565-1470. Now, back to our show.
Okay, back on the air here. Hey, listen, before you answer that other question, what about ascension? You're saying we all will be ascending and all this by the end of this month. What are we talking about here?
Oh, no.
So death was
I did not
ascension.
say you're going to be ascending by the end of the month.
No, you
I'm
said
saying-
love.
Okay.
What I'm speaking of, when I say you're going to ascend, people are ascending even now as we speak. But other peoples are going to ascend at a later time. The wave that is coming upon the earth is going to trigger much ascension.
All right, what do we have to do to prepare for ascension, if you will? Let me ask
Raise
that
your
question.
vibrations and your frequencies.
How do you do that? By believing what you say?
Well, by doing the following. By doing what is termed as going into yourself and making contact with your subconscious being, your higher self, your oversoul, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Once you had made contact with him or her, depending upon the person, then you will be on the fast track to ascension.
All right, Lady Christopher has a question of you about you leaving her walking around on the earth instead of
she's
taking
got to
her
walk.
up. So she's really kind of bent out of shape.
Got a little
about
malicey there. Little malice going on. She's towards Billy and his easy flight to Hollow Earth.
So we didn't want
And
to
what-
ignore her question.
Well, if I was just questioning if I was of pure heart and telepathically inclined, as I have been with the dolphins, very activated within that. And you are, they're the beings of Hollow Earth, and I'm there beaming out my heart. Can't I be picked up in my backyard versus having to walk into the North Pole? Billy got picked up in the cornfield.
Well, if you desire, you could go another fast track there, but it would be of your own volition to do so. And that would be to get yourself into what is termed as a ocean craft. You go out about what would be termed as 2 to 3 miles off of the coast of Miami into the Bermuda Triangle.
Yes.
That is a doorway to Hollow Earth.
I actually asked that as very specific questions because I believe the dolphins have in a swim with them where I was underwater for over 5 minutes. They
Indeed.
were leading me there. And I all of a
Indeed.
sudden had a human thought, oh, what about breath? And they lotused me back to the surface. And everybody up there said they were taking you somewhere. You were going to leave.
Most people think we're from some institution out there. The
Well,
question,
Thank you.
you have what is termed as the dead horse drone areas. Well, you term them triangle areas.
so this
And
is
the dead horse drone areas are areas where there is a vortex, or like an elevator, if you will. And people that are caught up in it, their aircraft are taken inside, into Hollow Earth. And sometimes not Hollow Earth, sometimes they are taken into areas of the Earth's crust. Now, the Earth's crust is approximately 800 miles thick. And 400 miles into the Earth's crust is the center of gravity. The center of gravity is not in the center of your planet. It is in the center of the 800-mile radius of the crust of the Earth. When you get to the 400-mile mark into the Earth's crust, that is the center of gravity. And so anything, and then that is another false statement as far as heat getting hotter as you go down. Only in certain areas of the Earth's crust does this occur, because you have what is called pockets of lava, and you have what is termed, which is the origination of volcanoes. But not all areas in the Earth's crust have this pocket of lava. Other areas in your world, as you go down, it gets cooler.
okay. We have about 8 minutes.
Not
Any other
often.
questions?
How do you? All right. So I've seen some beautiful drawings of Hollow Earth, absolutely beautiful. And I was reading about it that you don't walk on Terra, but that you out there, when you look out from sort of your caverns, that you have nature divas and elementals. Does that mean that we're in Hollow Earth, you can see fairies and other...
You can see fairies here.
I know I can. I don't know about everybody else. That's it. I think they're sending the straitjacket for me.
I think I see them coming.
I
They're
have
they're
seen
coming
You've
in.
heard it
fairies
here,
here,
Lights in the Night
but
at
I'm
TV.
Lights in the
fairies.
Night.
I'm not the norm.
Okay.
So does
Let
everybody
Fairies
see
in
them
your
there?
garden.
let me ask about it. Let me ask something real.
See the difference. Yeah.
How the pyramids? Who built the pyramids, and why are they there?
Great question.
The pyramids.
Yes.
The pyramids were conceived. It took 3 years to conceive them. And they were built or designed by a being known as Hermes. Now, the
purpose?
the actual construction of
Confuse
the
us
pyramids
for day.
took less than a year.
The purpose of the pyramids are what?
The purpose of the pyramids were not entombments. They were beacons.
Beacons?
They were communication devices to contact what would be termed as your star brothers and sisters. The capstones were made of gold. The sides of the pyramids were made of what would be termed as turquoise. And what is termed as the not granite or marble, they were turquoise. And of course, they were when you take they were pillaged. In the olden times, they were pillaged, and they were turquoise was stripped from them. The capstones were taken from them out of conquest, and what remains is the inside skeleton of the actual pyramid.
Okay, coming back. We have about 3 minutes. Well,
I just had a really quick question. When you were talking about how everyone here on the planet is actually not of this planet, and everything is about love and the vibration of love, what does transplanting sentient beings from other planets to Terra, how does that raise love on a universal level?
Understand, everyone on this planet were planted here, were deposited on this planet in different races, and of course, then you flourished and you multiplied, and as we have said before, that the planet was a proving ground. It has been proven now, and now it is coming to the end, where what we are going to be doing, what is termed as we are going to be re-terraforming the entire surface of Mother Earth, or Terra, and we are going to be removing the populations thereon.
We
have the ships available. We have the ships available in your atmospheres, in your orbits, and we have, there's a great ship that is in front of your sun, known as Eleanor. If you look at the sun as it is beginning to come down and set, if you take a pair of dark glasses and look upon it, you will see a great orb over the sun.
So,
and that is the ship Eleanor.
All right. So you were saying that some of the planets that we have recently discovered, the NASA has recently discovered in our solar system, happens to be not planets, but spaceships. Is that what you were saying?
Some of them are. Some of them are.
Uh-huh.
There are great ships that are in orbit around your planet that are just in waiting.
How many different species from different parts of the universe are here among us now? We have about 2 minutes.
More than you can count.
Okay. So listen. So when they walk among us, and some of them look, some of the grays, the reptilians, you go on and on and on. How are they clothing themselves? I don't see them walking up and down the street. How are they manifested?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they appear. You understand? You have what you know the term hologram, yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They give a holographic image that covers their true nature, and that holographic image is maintained by a device that is within them.
2 minutes. Bless them.
And it keeps them looking like you.
Okay, we're coming to the end. So just tell us quickly in 1 minute, how do we prepare for ascension for those people who believe you?
Yeah, like me. I'm prepared. I'm all about love.
By raising your consciousness levels, by raising your vibrations, and by connecting to Mother Nature.
Okay.
Mother Nature is your roots.
See, that's why my house, I live in Narnia. My house is all nature.
We have 30 seconds.
I would like to know how I spell Garten.
30 seconds. That's all we have.
Say again?
How do we spell Garten?
A garden?
Yes.
Agartin.
Ladies
Thank
and gentlemen,
you.
it's been fun. It's been wonderful. Hollow Earth, thank you, Zora.
Thank you, Zora. Thank you,
And you've been
Billy.
listening to whatever. You've
Lights
been listening.
Lights in the Night TV on 1470 AM. Tune in next week.
And I love Hollow Earth.
And we will be back next week, 1470 AM. Thank you, sir.
Have a great evening, folks.